Hi, this is Devin O'Neill, and this is my presentation of my analysis of a global corporation. I chose the Walt Disney Company. As a kid, I was always in love with the Disney movies, and it was the first real vacation that my whole family ever took. So some presentation objectives I have for this are some select components from my research paper, a brief company overview, kind of going over the history, in particular of the theme parks and resorts. I could go on all night if we chose to dive into their other business segments, and just a couple of interesting facts that I found while doing my research. So these are some of the important dates in the history of the Walt Disney Company. Again, their history is pretty extensive. Although the start of the Disney Company was in 1923, their first theme park did not actually open until 1955, and that was Disneyland in California. Unfortunately, both founding Disney brothers did pass away before Walt Disney World opened itself in Florida. Their first international park was Tokyo Disneyland. In 1980 is when they had their groundbreaking and their site dedication, and it opened 3 years later in 1983. In 1989, Disneyland welcomed its 300 millionth guest, and in 1991, shortly after Tokyo Disneyland opened, it welcomed its 100 millionth guest. In 1992, Euro Disney, which is now known as Disneyland Paris, also opened. In 2005, which is pretty recent as far as their parks go, the Hong Kong Disneyland opened, and then in 2016, their Shanghai Disney Resort also opened. And I know that in 2017, as of their fiscal report, they are actually planning on expanding and adding another hotel to their Shanghai resort itself. So here are some interesting facts kind of about the Walt Disney Company. They employed 195,000 cast members as of their fiscal year, October 1st of 2016. They also reported a $56 billion gross revenue, which is almost double that of their nearest competitor. They have a pretty impressive 46% gross profit margin, as well as almost 17% net profit margin. Their current ratio currently is 1.01 to 1, so it is pretty flat, but this is also due to the recent park openings and the renovations that they have been doing. As I mentioned before, they do plan on opening another hotel over in Shanghai, so that has cost them quite a bit, as well as the planned new Star Wars park that they're going to open in Disney World, thanks to the purchasing of Lucasfilms, as well as the Avatar themed park, which will be Pandora, that will also be in Disney World coming in 2017. So Disney's mission, it's pretty much everywhere, all over their website. It's stated in their fiscal reports as well as their Def 14A. So the mission of the Walt Disney Company is to be one of the world's leading producers and providers of entertainment and information, using their portfolio of brands to differentiate their content, services, and consumer products. They seek to develop the most creative, innovative, and profitable entertainment experiences and related products in the world. I'd say that they've been doing a pretty good job of that, and also staying ahead of the times as far as making sure that all of their theme parks, resorts, everything are all up to date. There's nothing really inside of these parks that dates them to a certain period. So the Disney business model itself, to me, was pretty interesting. Until I did this research project, I didn't completely grasp how extensive their business really is. Their media network includes things such as ESPN and ABC, so they, have say over like the sports, ABC, Grey's Anatomy, things like that. Their parks and resorts itself are really expansive. They're in Asia Pacific, Europe, the United States, and again, Disney World is the largest single-site employer in the United States. Their studio entertainment contains things such as Pixar, Marvel. Recently, again, they acquired Lucasfilm, so they have the rights to Star Wars and all of those products. And again, their consumer products and their interactive media. So all of their video games, all of their Disney retail stores, anywhere where you would go and you can purchase a physical Disney product, they're pretty expansive. So Disney is very well positioned for growth. They have global operations in more than 40 companies, again, Asia Pacific, Europe, and the United States. Their diverse portfolio means that they have a diverse target market. I'm sure everybody's heard the saying that you're never too old for Disney. Their target market is designed for people from infants, as they also own Baby Einstein, to seniors. They have many intellectual property laws as well as creative control. They actually do not own Tokyo Disneyland. However, they have complete creative control over what goes on within that park itself. They do have a pretty good grasp of control over their products and pricing. I'm sure everyone's had the Disney Vault. So they're able to control the scarcity of those products by taking back those movies and then releasing things such as the diamond, the silver, the platinum, and gold editions, and kind of increasing those prices by adding little extras onto them, such as the sketches. Some of the older movies, such as Lion King, Little Mermaid, have sing-along edition CDs that come along with them, and recently Ultraviolet, so allowing you to download the high-definition version onto your computer. Those are all things that they are able to re-release, I guess you would say, onto these DVDs. Their community efforts are something I was really interested in. So here's kind of a brief overview of what they were able to do in the 2016 year. So in 2016, the Disney Foundation actually reduced its net emissions by 37%, and they do have a goal for 50% in the year of 2020. In 2016 as well, they actually diverted 45% of their waste from landfills and incineration, and they are aiming for 60% in 2020. And through their volunteers program, their volunteers actually contributed more than 542,800 hours of service to this program. Many of their volunteers are also compensated with free park passes, so that goes to show that although this is something that Disney wouldn't have to offer its volunteers, they are willing to sacrifice, I suppose you could say, their revenue in order to contribute more to their community. Disney has also been pretty active in species preservation as well. In 2016, and also in general, they have protected more than 400 species, including elephants, butterflies, and coral reefs through their grants. Altogether, they have given more than $45 million to this effort. And an interesting tidbit is that in their Animal Kingdom park, they actually do not sell any products that would be harmful to any of the animals on site. So guests are not sold the plastic straws or even the straw lids, as these could endanger the animals if they were to be tossed on the ground or dropped into exhibits, things like that. Again, I thought their community efforts, it was pretty amazing for me to be able to read these. And that is all I have for you on the Walt Disney Company. Thank you for listening. I'd ask if you have any questions, but you're not really here. So thank you and have a great day. Whatever! I'm not even redoing that.
Actually, I mean, you sounded really good. Actually, I was...
Oh, it's paused. How do I end this?
I don't know.